You're doing good.
Doing good. Hi, welcome back to All the Way. Thank you guys for tuning in to my channel. I'm going to get right into the topic of today. Last week, um, I talked about praise dancing, so I'm going to just share my experience of praise dancing this past Sunday. I praise danced to Fill Me Up. It was a song I had been listening to for quite some time, and God had gave me the actual dance moves to the song last year. And so it wasn't until I think it was Monday where God told me to ask my pastor for permission to actually do the dance for March 1st. So the experience was beyond what I expected it to be. I knew that God was going to show up and show out, but I didn't think that He will use someone like me to do so. And I'm glad that He did. I did go on a fast prior to me praise dancing, which I think really helped me be filled up even more like I wanted to. Just the act of obedience, I think, really set the atmosphere, not only for myself, but for everybody else who was able to watch it. There was a sense of nervousness, but once I directed my focus to God, that I wasn't just doing this praise dance to gain any recognition from anyone or anything like that. I'm trying to make sure. Once I focused just giving God the glory and God the praise, and focused on doing this dance in honor of Him and for Him, it became very easy. I thought that I would forget steps. I thought that I would have moments where I would get nervous. It was just all these little things hit me at once. But once I focused my direction on God and I did that, it was quite easy. After I did the praise dance, like I said, I really did feel more of God's presence resting on me in general. I know that He came in to fill up the whole church, but I asked God to do something in me through that praise dance. I asked Him to do something for me and my family, and I felt it specifically on me. I felt the Holy Spirit even more. It was like another level of His presence. So this Sunday I'm asked to do the praise dance, another praise dance, and this time I'm going to include my cousin. She helped me with the first one by doing, we had these ribbons that we were using, so she helped with that small part, but this time she'll be it'll just be me and her doing it, and then another member of the church wants to do a praise dance with me. So I didn't think that it would take off like that. I knew that God wanted me to praise dance, but I didn't think that others also had that same drive to do it. They were just waiting for someone like me to just push through and do it. Sometimes that's what we need to do. We need to just step outside of ourselves so others too can operate in their gifts. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. March 7th, I'll be doing that praise dance with her, and then I'll bring her in to share her experience after it's done. But today, I did get up. It was around 11 that I left the house with my cousin. We walked the hill, and we live on Golf Links, but there's a hill called Keller, and so my cousin, he started off walking the hill, and then years later I was like, okay, I'll walk it with you. So this time I went a lot further than normal, and I really pushed myself because when I would walk it before, I would only stop at a certain limit and that would be it. But this time I just felt like I didn't need to stop. I felt like if I stopped, I wasn't going to continue to go. So it was a different experience. It was Aaliyah, you have the lungs and the heart capacity for this. You have the mindset capacity for this. If you only push yourself past your limits, past your boundaries, past your comfortability, you'll be able to walk up this mountain. In my eyes, it was a mountain, even though it's just a hill. And that felt good. I felt accomplished. I feel like I can go even further because I believe I'm going to put in the clip of what I'm talking about. But It goes up higher than that. Where in the clip that I showed you guys, that's just half, like the half midpoint of the heel, and it goes even further up. So I'm not sure when we'll walk it again, but I would like to film that experience of walking the whole full hill and how I feel after that. But I'll share with you guys that when we get to that stage. Let's see. So this is the first week that I'm away from the kids. I did put my 2 weeks in. Friday was my last day. And it hasn't been like easy. I'm having a little bit of detachment moments where I miss the kids. I wish I can be there, and yeah, so I'm going through that. But then in the midst of me having these moments, God has placed it in my heart, like I said from the first video, to do a petition. I've already started the process. I'm in process now of writing the letter to the council of the city of Oakland. And so I already got some connects on how to reach out to him. So I already wrote it. I'm just waiting for my mom to revise it for me and to put in the input that she wants to do. And then I'm going to walk through the neighborhood probably this week just to count how many houses I'm going to need to sign this petition so that our neighborhood could be safer. But by me talking to some resources about how to make this area safer, I realized that it's not just my neighborhood being affected. It's not just Golf Links being affected. It's the whole city of Oakland that's being affected by a decision that the city has made that has caused us to, have some safety issues, some traffic issues. Just by their one decision has affected us as a city, as a whole. And so I think that's what God wants me to realize, that you're not just doing it for Golf Links, you're doing it for the whole city. And I didn't think that it would be a lot of pressure on my end. I didn't think that I would have to do so much. Honestly, I just thought that I would petition and it'll be done. But this is a full process. It's a lot of research. It's a lot of a lot of research right now. As far as like, if this doesn't work, how can you get it? How can you go through this way to get it done? Like, you have to have strategies. Because I talked to this lady who's a part of the city council of Oakland, and she's like, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a struggle. And I'm like, it shouldn't be, because they don't live in this neighborhood. Like, you should listen to the residents of Oakland. I'm not understanding why it would be a struggle, but when people have power and they don't think about the people's needs, they only think about theirs, then it becomes a struggle. So I'm like, oh my word. Like, I left the kids, which was a battle, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like now I have to prove why you should make my neighborhood safe, even though it was you who made it unsafe. Like, I didn't think I would have to go to these extents, but this is definitely outside my territory. This is definitely outside my comfort zone. This is definitely outside of who I am in general. Like, I'm a student, I read books, I write poems, I draw. The fact that I now have to basically fight is it's something that I'm not used to. Like, I'm used to fighting to get what I need or what I want, but this is a totally different level. These are people who I don't talk to every day. These are people who, like, I don't even know, and I have to, like, now go into their territory just to see a change. If you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm stepping into a new piece of land here as regards to my neighborhood and the city of Oakland. So yeah. Let's see what else that's been happening that's new. Me being tested constantly, I feel like there's a new shift of testing that God has done in my life. After I did the praise dance, I asked him to fill me up until I overflow. And at this point in my life, I feel like the things that he promised me should be happening in this month. And the pastor brought a message saying that even if God doesn't do it when you want him to, are you still going to have faith? Are you still going to trust him? Are you still going to be consistent until he gives you that blessing? And so ever since he did that message on Sunday, which is also the same day I did the praise dance, it has been a test of, will you still trust me? Do you still believe? And sometimes I'll be like, when is this going to happen? Like, I know I'm not losing my mind. Like, and it might seem like I'm repeating myself every week, but I'm really not, y'all. Like, this is my everyday life. Like, every day I'm like, okay, Lord, you're going to do it for me today? Like, I know that what he's told me is not a lie, because God is not a God that he shall lie. So it's like really being tested of, will you still believe the impossible, basically. And I do. And sometimes my flesh doesn't want to. My flesh would sometimes try to make me doubt, and I have to have that soul power just to say no. And sometimes I don't say no. Sometimes I go and I fall for the flesh, and I fall for the doubts, and I fall for the lies of the enemy. And that's just a part of growth. It's a part of elevation. It's a part of of newness, because everything is not going to be easy just because you worked hard for it. And you still have to stay geared up. You still have to want to fight. You still have to, even when you're exhausted and you're tired and you feel like things should be happening for you right now, you still have to trust him. You still have to. And I'm not trusting God just for materialistic things. Like, I don't care about a house or a car, because I have those things. It's just the fact that, like, I have to get to God. Like, he is, I don't know how you would say this. Like, he is so important. Like, important when it is not even the right word, but he is so, like, my destination of where I need to get to. Like, my life's purpose is to get to him. That it's like, I don't really need him to bless me with a car or a house just to give him my full praise. You understand? Like, I talk to him about this a lot. I be like, okay, like, I know that you're getting me ready for a husband, but I'm like, no, like, I'm just cool with me and you. Like, I tell him this all the time. Like, I really am. Like, my love for God is so much more than a man. It's so much more than a house and a car. So much more than this earthly stuff. Like, I'd rather just have God, honestly. I'd rather just have him. I'd rather just have him. And that's what I'm expecting. I'm just expecting more of him. And I'm not saying that I'm not getting it. It's just like, he's like, oh, but you have to get married. And I don't know, he just keeps dropping these little things in the way. And I'm just like, but, I do want to get married, but it's like, I've gotten so comfortable with it just being me and God. It's just like, well, why would you want to bring someone else into the picture? That's just how I feel. I'm like, okay, but what about me and you? Like, our quality time. Yeah, it's like that. But he's like, every time I bring this up with God, he's like, but I made you to be a wife. I made you to be a helper. I made you to be this. I made you to be that. So, yeah. That's where I'm at with that, the whole marriage thing. Still working on myself. Still working on some areas that I need help in. So I guess my question will be, am I ready for marriage? I don't think you can ever be ready. I think you just can just prepare. Because marriage is different levels. It is. And so you can only prepare for it. So am I preparing for marriage? Yeah. But my main destination is God. And I'm going to repeat it all day, every day. Even when he does give me that house and that car, I'm still going to want more of God. Like, that's going to be nice and all. Like, I'm going to be grateful and all. But I really crave more of God. I really do. And I know that there's a higher level I can go in him. So that's just something I'm looking forward to. Yeah. So I'm not sure what, I mean, this video I guess was just, I don't know, a catch-up moment. I don't know. But yeah. That's all I have to share with you guys on this Wednesday. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you guys learned something or benefited from this video. Stay tuned to next week to CJ Janae. She'll be in the video. And we're still working on our merchandise. We're still trying to like get things situated. So continue to be patient with us. Yeah, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for tuning in to All The Way. Have a good one.